from ametwaso daily guide the bokrata emu na odi abetu dwa se na no helicopter wiemhyen a ekonya akwanhia ewo profuedu ewo asantememu no ehu adanse nu anase mu nchiechemu kwan a edam so akwanhia ne si no bebre asase asese epie ba abonten na odi munsam ne kakra betu dwa na mayor ya wo kuma se owura Richard Ofori Agyman yatafa ne se Kinzuba ono no wakase wase helicopter no eye na dwen se wiemhye kani no oye na dwen se onko osi fom mprensa anye ye ena de toso na akwanhia na ebaye no enti emunsam kakra na odi abetu dwa no eno no na obabi sa se na ye den wiemhye ne sabio mu nipa obi ansore wan na beka che ne so mu meki attempt mprensa ena anye no so ansa na wiemhye ne be hwase wo ma na atimu no ebinum meki calls omo frɛ nkɔfo aka ho asɛm eno na ma ye hu ye wase mu bako owura Samuel Aboagye onyame fa ne kra ensie abra wona ti wiemhye ni mu no wo frɛ DC ye wo Oboase ebo na mane se omudru Oboase airstrip no omo pesa nkomo gina omo try anye ye na ewiemu ayeka bisi ewiemu ayidu su dudu na ebona si enti wiemhye kani no wo hunu fom eto mo hwe mo frɛ wo Oboase airstrip no so ena mo san akoye omo se dru ba bia fra se Ofori stadium e won so mo try se nkomo si fom wiemhye ni twa no frɛ no so antimi anyina ena so mo koye enti Oboase airstrip no mo try emprenu anye ye ana mo dru stadium so mo try ye ena no so anye ye ni nya na ewiemu a enya ntia enti o si sam prensa ni nyina o frɛ DC ye Oboase ne se faka begina bia asimasi twen yen bia ye adwen se kiye besi ye ntimi nyina ho omode ka no kwa ensinu so oda bi ye ntimi anyina ho ye san kwa ntimo faka ne mra eti sa course na oye ye no eno na masa danse yi epi abonten se omo pray ya sanka obenya ba bi fufuro agina na so wiemu ana enya nti wantimi anya ba bia anyina eno achi owura Ofori Agyman boadi a oka asemi kuma se mayor no no wokasa no se asemo ba sabi Ghana fo ya yentu ye boase eni sabi o akekasam eni semisa ne asemo wonteye woni nyina so no watena ofie no aka ya ebi ni san amanfo se na sabi o mpanufo ti se yie na sabi o asemo se yesie na yese se o mamu a na kokko boto enya sese mu na guma cheche no se asane ba mu ni ne yesiye na monto no boase na de bu eba bi no ene se ba bia wiemhye ne kwate hwe no eye kwaye brentuo mfimfi ka kwan enna ho enipa kra kwan na ba bia eto obukwa mu nante omu na muro mu don hwiri mienu na omu nam kwaye ase ye omu hwehwe ba bia kwanhya na sie ansa no mu ko hunu ba bia asam na sie etia bia omu di body bag ekoye rubber bia ya pano se bag ya sabi onipa fi mu a ya de ni hyemu oni ade zepa tumu ni apagya no omu di bi koye na ade bag ne to fom na sabi o se mo no gumu a unya mpagya kwa na nane e na eja na hye mafom wonyina bin bia omu di bag ni besi bia ya rubber na nane eta fe no mo so mo enso no se ne mo ma ye botoy na omu di boto ba ye na omu sisa ade no gumu no mo kyekere ye enti sabi o anya nimtiabuo ya na ye omu de ntina omo sese mu no egu kokko botom echechi ano de koye se bia no omo wo mu no sa na na omo ye no a na ebe ye yie entina ma omo ye ne sa no eno achi wo se ba bia sikama ho bofu ba bia kwanhya ne si ye no eni kro mu mfini emu wa eti empota wofo no ankasa omo na omo wofuom omo na omo kodwom omo na omo ye omo dwom omo tie ye no omo na nanti duo mika baba boa wo mo nti o se kromo fo yankanfo omo pa no mo ya de ebi do omo volunteer boot omo de kwafom abre won se omo mo ye nwane nye ensefi se efom mo ye hye anya se omo bepra wo se obi ati se owura Gariba Muhammad Mustafa o ye DC ewo ekrofo mu wo se be ma no wo ye be ma nkasa wodi ne sam maso sei no asoa no de kɔ enso ne kra ba ya kanfo bia mo ne din eti sabi ne mani bi ho no a wonte ase a menka no watra na da na asem si no na enye betesa nipa wo kasa nsemi nyina eye kumasi mayor owura Richard Ofori Agyman boadi
eti nanka ye twema helicopter we wa call the first trip the last trip no ba ya grounded no na yakase we de okwen mu nkomra na mu koda mu beduru a helicopter we ye ntubiem ebe ya won sam kan say yes mienu enti de aka no ensem ka na me ya adom afia da ye be kwa koye state barrier na ma wo aka ni na ba ye be kansem enti se ka helicopter koba ya yes aka entubium efise ba bia helicopter no edro no wadru ba bia eni kwan se otu ekwa ba bia ebe enti den Allah ila illa bismillahir rahmanir rahim enti den haya den afa what you say ye di nipa eja nipa men kan chem say nyame ni ho nyame ho. And anytime knowledge fails, the power of God falls. Baby animdia ayira no nyame ahoden etimi nyadwuma. If you say nyame ahoden, it thrives on the knowledge of men. If you say asase so ayewe no, we are in charge. Eti nyame ka kire Adam said, take dominion. The assassin so. Now, earth realm, any the heavenly realm or the spiritual realm. It is a nyami person ba even though he's omnipresent, very powerful. Nyami to be mewura asasi so. If you say wa yen shishena toward the panel amaye. So watch this. Obafo bi eba asasi so. Our Old Testament, then oh yeah. No, Jacob, and the best year young punimpu. Bible said that I did a chimbo for the so. If you say, well, mirror what the year Juba. Now, assassin high away no. Assassin high away, and you need padia. Cause in your media chain. Or they are doing ye. Nyami wan fen free or the chain. And Asante Bediatuo. It's the Bible say, "Bofo no ne Jacob atentam ye nipa one bofo atentam." So anytime I say Nyankopon ebeye bibi wa asase so no jofa nipa so. If say nipa and asase ye there. It's there they see ye. Yes bofo no obu Jobu Jacob mfe Yesu so o sendua so no ye wo ne mfe. Follow the trip. Yami obo oba oyi oba efri be mamunu obu ne mfe. Enti emfibuo no represent the breath of God in man. Enti nyami bu Adam mfe eyi oba. Jacob nso obofo no bebu ne mfe eyi nhyira de che no ena Yesu nso ye de pia wo ne mfe ema fi na wo ne mu no pie ye ema ne kronkro ye ne be ye nkatabo hye ye enti amfibuo awo Bible ne prensa modwen hu be pesa no be ko Bible school ba dimachi enti nyame bu Adam mfe obofo no bu Jacob mfe ena Yesu so ye world ye de pia wo ne mfe emfe miensa wadwen ho eti den ti the bibia ye yo no na helicopter isi ho say Abraham ye say okwe ba onko bimu say ye catch us ka we wo de tukodwombra na ka ikodwomba enko bimu a na ka ne den na wo ho the Shatania whereby because of Ghana Armed Forces. Last year, because hey, Ghana Armed Forces is ready for that. How about you? Mukai Sasam no, Mukai statement no. And I'm refi. Me refi. Assembly Mekambia no. Me review. Minimum America. Mukai Sasam say hey, Ghana Armed Forces is ready for. Madrid Yemana. Mukai. I knew what I was talking about. Because the soldier die no ho. Say, wo may a politician a soldier nhwe soldier. For soldier for lance corporal, sergeant, Staff Sergeant Major WO1 WO2 bisa wone yen kan kira wo amane a wo kom yawa wonamu wamode amemene fi and the kwaduma soldier for wo krom ha wamode they go to work with pain. So when I was shouting, say, hey, Ghana forces ready for, then how about people did not understand. They thought that I was insulting them. And then, appear, I'm a young who say, ne BBC, ne nyansanim. We are there now, catch up, say, oh, helicopter, and military helicopter, radar monitoring system, and yajuma. As some way I'm making me Canada, and nobody can ever convince me otherwise. Sana radar monitoring system now what helicopter we do. Enya juma. Eti helicopter na no mutu onu Ghana foi na ye tu no kwa. Se nyame do sada meka no nyame do ko. No do ba ye de nyame ase. Abraham radar monitoring system no enye juma RMS ni nye juma ETA no mo de ye juma estimated time of arrival and no mo de ye juma eti helicopter the 2 feet grand yes yo 2912 ni acho obukum any radar system biaso. Eti helicopter na no mani buama Dr. Samuel Sapon Dr. Mutala Mohammed Honorable Muniru, former Minister of Agriculture and then the current Deputy Minister of National Security, Samuel Abuaje, 3 military officers ni nanu mami kan asem we nchira mo ne radar system no nyaduma. Even one of the rotor was not working. Eti ya brabo dey say oh wait oh there car way captain we dey trim sada car ne tie ne tie o e betu do akọ de wabasisi a oh we dey sese ya na tie we dey bunte oh edo oh hwɛ last month say ya tie o ne de ko bai oh hwɛ we dey mo de car we di agro car we sada tie o e de no pato e be kwa abasisi a. Now, you are being convinced. No, I quote them. Na who I don't call you, Wama. I come for one do. Na do waba. One do. Oh, sir, sir, anyway, captain, producer, bra. Anyway, captain. Say, Anate. Wait there. Yeah. Sadness. What did you captain? Say, Kawe, sadness, Sumate, producer, wanya. I don't back her. Papa, wife, and baby. I don't back what say, now what them? Hey, a course in the pound watch, and you'll be a but the yami yana say, and you're then a helicopter, no young ground there, no, yet the commissions are helicopter, the best in there. Say, and call the last flight, and call last one. Last one now, Akono, and you've been a say, squadron leader beat him. Last one now, Air Kwabano, no, you refi, said na sergeant to be at him. Last one now, Air Kwabano, the refi pilot to be, and a deco. Last one na Kwaba no ne Ghana for yeti o memha no the referee of Mahamadu Bawumia or defense minister. Last one na Kwaba no the referee say environment science and technology minister etimi Dr. Mutala Mohammed Otim. Last one na Kwaba no the referee say former Ashanti regional minister. Former Ashanti region serious fraud officer. The ref is a former Ashanti region KMA boss otim. Former State Housing Corporation MD otim. Ye refi. Say, or your NDC currently is the first vice chairman, second vice chairman otim biana ne refi. Yes, uncle last one mara. Last one now, Comrano. The area say the acting deputy NADMO coordinator, national coordinator, not me, Uncle last one, Mara. Last one now, Uncle Comrano, the area say Honorable Alhaji Muniru, former Minister of Agriculture and the current deputy National Security Coordinator, not me. Papa we, Abraham. Once a President Mahama we full pa, and full baby. President Mahama full usimu abayira. A very huge farm. Ono na ahwe Mahama a full so sa besibiti ayewe. Eti yesi flight don call last one no mrado. Na ye nim se Alhaji Muniru otimbi. So jadi pani bi owo krom ha bia nim say sa helicopter no asem wo ho
a Black Wednesday into yes because me ko use Black Wednesday no because I can Dark Wednesday yo black enya de bonny okay I think say it was tragic and I'm not sure say any of us here can find any appropriate words yeah, the best describe it, what happened. Because for me, sitting here, I don't believe that Mutala. I don't believe, like I said, Obi can't story be and you just want to, because it's something that is very, very, very difficult to accept. This is the reality. But unfortunately, it is the senior, and I should be able to make kind of say. Yes, extended your heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family. Obia, some of them, and you have personal attachment with 4 of the persons who are involved in this particular accident, and I think that is very tragic. Yakase nipo obia bewu, but sometimes kwanya befa so abewu no, and ya sem. Nico. Say ote helicopter na elusu control because they city and no a somersault will wiem so matisa man for a bisasa na parachute wa hen na deben sometimes I think in some no ba unya to wase na tiase helicopter ya dey out na the first thing you do is about seat belt and this ade no lusu control na somersault will wiem anya to say plane na betimi nanti wo ma me kwa kofa ade na se for no such and near man craving no cry no any home and a cocobo for my enna so her jet fuel one of the most combustible, the most inflammable fuels I was as way so and Tinano me making reference I will call the World Trade Center and Kofono Moko hijack plane the Kobo World Trade Center no one of the planes no now when say a failure with jet fuel I will because when say a very explosive and one of the jets no Moko no now you load jet fuel womb and I'm going to hijack the boom. So when you're playing in a course of that particular fire, sir, and I'm fuel now, a woman, and the man exploding, the kind of devastating impact in your sana. I did win your carbon as an impact in the swamp. The likelihood say Jatoma, I know by a day, because jet fuel now, Casa will power the distance, the combustion, you know, I know a thing. And so images in for circulate here is very bad. And we back Ghana for this attitude of I want to be the first person to break the news. But we should know that the very people involved are individuals and they have families. Yes. And whenever we are circulating some of these things, we have to be very circumspect in showing some of these things. You understand? For instance, now I was worried about Nipa body. I asked Gubotomana but the explanation is yes. Explanation is not the bodies were so hot. Say body bag into they needed to transport those. The explanation, but ventilation exactly. Yes, but I think those were more. Those pictures, it's quite unfortunate. We need to educate ourselves now and stop it some of these things because Nico Obakaya similar thing happened in the US. Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Only so konya similar helicopter way. Yes. Police for no call scene no mo kutwitwa pictures no mo post here. Near SC womo settlement in over $28 million. That is how Sanyama way I'm for taking it serious. Because some of these things, scar about hunting forever. Just imagine like somebody like Mahamadu Bawumia, the Net2 TV. So and the last image Obenya, yes, I near my way and the bias and the do you see how painful it is? Utu no kayo bana. This is what comes to mind. So I think that yeah, prayer na no lumba uye ubehana social media man forces a microphone the Kweku Annan ni penny say an interview and also too yes. Nipa na ono ti the baby a wode abare na dwene say the opportunity to be on TV say lumba in the beginning komo yakofa confusion with the family because of some of these I think
even we crown ko fa shase kosikama village ho be bi okro
exactly yes
and when na be mo bloggers bi akoko krum
yes
ankwala na no mo bi so
and people have started weaving conspiracy theories obi an ne de enka se obi antumi nka ba asem no wo kan make sure so and you say we also dealing with family Owusu somebody and people who are very significant. Abuaje, for instance, was a personal friend. I've been to his house. Your friend is saying Obuase Abuaje. And I remember yes, I remember Owusu elections now back and forth. Now I was on phone with him for almost 1 hour and over. And this is somebody. Yes, he has been coming to me as well. So that relationship is there, so you can understand. And yes, and the Honorable Mutala is somebody I've been admiring from afar. I like the way and analysis, very frank, like Asemno. And over the years, whenever I'm doing analysis, I make reference to in some what can say, or in the back can say, or he doesn't believe say. Honorable more different parliamentarians no deserve because on one hand na include for name bi omo no ha or he doesn't feel comfortable. This is somebody or cannot be straightforward and within analysis and as for things that this is really an intelligent person. Honorable Mahamadu Bawumia, this is a very young man NDC IT from with a medical background what blended with politics and how now offering me and I started hearing stories the kind of nipa wa buomo nipa wa establish yomo as a young man in politics and your friend is saying a man for a day before obewu no yes social media video be by akra no de your friend is saying plastic chair and a nante Okohu family no any surgery and he paid for everything. So that could be his last act of benevolence on social media. And I'm told that is what he has been doing. You understand? And there are a lot of young guys in the NDC who can say I am here because of Mahamadu Bawumia. What I say. And so these are the kind of impact I'm making on individuals. And then Honorable Sapong, yes, I also I've encountered him a couple of times. I also very nice person who are the first time I didn't even know say he will notice, but he called me by my name, Obachiyame kind of way, and a whole lot. So I think it's not just the family. You will be and the difficult aspect of it is and your private job, you know, I do we see it. And that is very tragic. So I think across the political divide, you know, we need to bury our political differences. Now you said these people, I call them the great eight. See, the big six. We need to tag them the great eight. Na omo eulogize omo memory. Na manfo who say so cool homo mind na in line of duty so the nation will never forget you because very often we forget about people. I think we need to do something eulogize omo memory because any private job no more yes but in line of duty like this and these are individuals I think there's something need to be done for that kind of and unfortunately I listened to some terrible despicable comment from people who should know better like Kofi Apalu on one of the channels who in I think that this is not the time for such irresponsible reckless comment, you understand? Because say and they say, I'm not sure. Say sometimes the best yes, so you be a bunyans what asem na make and asamba na say wundi hwe kan you better shut up and just let those who speak to speak and those who mourn because sa ade we ya you mean so you busuani na sa ade we ya to a menya sure say obetimi aka say obu ani aguso ana say kokeka nsema wo kan no and then I was very happy when the president made an assurance say an investigation will be started. Ade ba kwa kroma yenya ho ade sa na ma wei ade we sia oh yemfa manyame sa yemfa manyame sa na ma no I'm not sure say yansa say say yemfa manyame yes nyame life ndi nim say belong to nyame but we all must also do some investigation we are able what actually happened sabaya in going forward you the be avert similar occurrence what I say a accident at this stage is what we can say but now that the black box has been recovered according to the Ashanti regional minister whatever conversation that transpired between the pilot and the control tower and within everything will be recorded and I'm sure we will get a fair idea what exactly happened here because this particular helicopter way has been involved in a lot of near accident situations. You understand? So we have to know whether time and you do for servicing, not for the current state of way. There are a lot of forensic, I think, investigation that has to be conducted. These things are about public, you can't just shelve it and sweep it under the carpet. And I think that transparency must be accommodated. Exactly what happened. Now your man is move on. The situation like this, the best way to give the family closure. Wama Ghana for closure. Yes, sir. We investigate amam for exactly what happened and I think say sia yebenya ahotoso sabeya ebe debunk the kind of conspiracy theories people are just throwing around because my culture say we are not just makers of news, we are all prosumers. People are producing, making and lay content. People are selling content for money and as for people who just try to create their own news and some of this false narrative one way it will become the established narrative family no crime feel uncomfortable because one of the uncles interview and they see I say adeba asena chase a kind of ya pa any accident na sino na nye no mo na mom sa akoko botona ya carry wa mu na ye video a amanfo de nam no na da obi kon ho and just imagine say o papa ni o ma me ni o nu ni and that is the memory you have and it's very you understand? So I think that my proposal is that going forward, parliamentarians will need to propose a legislation. I be dealing with some of the Nico car betting your ball. I'm a nurse. I know say a car balls is here at the moment, and somebody can do CPR, basic things to revive you. But you know once in the problem when she had check camera a video.
And there are some background now of accident, road accident.
Yes.
Then the pan inside of so called Bonnie trying to face.
Yes, or the the social media because I mean I'm posting when something could have been done to save. So I think that some of these things, some of these sensitive images and as a phenomenon, we need to weave a legislation that bar man for especially obi any accident, those sensitive graphics, Yan shamra be ban people from posting. And now say some of these social media platforms, we can engage them, Facebook, YouTube, wherever. We can engage them say within this territory, some of these explicit photos, we should not allow them. I think Facebook and other platforms have those policies. The choir, you show a blue high, the catastrophe catcher, say sensitive graphic. And I think some of these things going on platforms, what's happening as a forum. We are fond of doing those things. So I think that we need to do proper legislation. I am banning from doing some of these things. And within the media space, and when it comes to some of these experiences, as a new and blogging kakresi kabi obenyantino whole lot of dirty news na you true without being sensitive said nipa no every family member nipa hwade and I think that is really bad. But as a young man, I think that we should be inspired by what these people lived for. That is very, very important. My helping and inspiring a lot of young people. Where he got to, he has been able to honorable Mutala, where he's coming from. And he's one of the selfless individuals I've seen. This is somebody very passionate about Ghana. He has been an anti-corruption crusader for a very long time. I listened to a video on why cursing the young MPs. So we are Mansika ala bebu atahi. You see how passionate he is, and also no ye debates and then for Abuaje has been a very fine gentleman, and then Metisen will be honorable Samuel Sapon and Semu Kumase. Abuaje crowd so yes, so last born. Oh, yes. Now I think that the heartbreaking way I met say the pilot.
But couldn't 2 months ago.
No, pilot, you know. This year, Owusu the sister.
Oh, okay.
And I was here losing the brother. So he's the third. That is the story going around if it is true. Okay. So you can imagine, and the mother is alive. You can imagine the pain that person is going through. This same 2025 way. So my mother Owusu and mommy and son. So we will share the images like this. You should be very careful and you should be guided. So family no aka ha your man ya nete but be be social media no so be. So when you're weaving your conspiracy theories and then as for now, be very careful and be very mindful. It's not about getting the clicks on social media. It is about the sensitivity of how this and how painful it is. I did way a heartbreaking and heart-wrenching experience. And I was at the Jubilee House and I may follow this kind of your friend memorial service and also President Mahamadu Bawumia. You could see this is a man who is visibly shattered. Broken inside because you see, Niamani Sisi, first one ever self-guilt, especially when the person is going to represent you. A question about Musa Mekaso Munkonkwaya Den. What I say. So you could see the president is highly devastated. The vice president, honorable your friend said Julius. Everybody was sharing tears and then as for because this is something that you can't analyze it, you can't explain. There are just you can't do anything that make sense out of some of these things. Obia, the air was filled, was heavy with grief, pain, and sorrow. And Obia briefly, and the atmosphere at the Jubilee House yesterday was that of your friends saying sorrow, then as a fall. So I think, say, as a nation, we must all come together and celebrate this great eight. Now you making sure, say, what they lived for, their legacy will be in our memory, will be on the consciousness of Ghanaian people for a very long time. Now, young Kaya we 9 day wonder, we are forgetting real feel. I think we need to do something to build the legacy.
That's papa, wonderful submission. If you Ivan Che innocent, Mamen call Abubakar Sadiq Suleiman. Sadiq into
Nicholas. I didn't see it there. To be honest with you, it's very devastating. We know, say, Sammy Canon, and I say, Ivan Canon, Owubia, you, but maybe I say, no, be fed you, no, and then I say, attach Ghanaians. I just can't picture, say, now. What is going on? You see now, it was so being called, and then Vakono, and Koye, and especially Mutala, and I see Bra Mutala call. You see, Uncle Nimanka said, "This is what is going to happen." Uncle, so we imagine, say, almost a room, hundreds of feet. Now, you see. They were off the radar.
Yeah.
They knew maybe or more. That anxiety, that pain. At that time, no mutina helicopter. No, what is going on? It didn't cause war. Team. Who say no. The thinking. You see, isn't sure. Ebra, and easy. It is. So I understand. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the way he was shattered. We know his closeness with almost all of them. He's very close with them. Now, Abani said, "Wasmao, this is Wasmao we call you with mommy on my behalf." Now, dear Meteno, I see. you've lost your soul. Ain't easy, my brother. Ain't easy. So I know, the family is going through a lot. And let me buttress the point of Ivan. Who say flight never tore hormone, and I say helicopter never tore hormone. What we should have done, and I think we know. Let me use this medium to congratulate the people of Sikama. They did well. They were bold. They were brave. Just in case there's a survivor.
Yes, from town
2 hours.
2 hours journey. A forest in
a 2 hours journey.
A mountain.
You see, a 2 hours journey.
Easy.
And so it should tell you, say, but they got there trying to almost say, they can save her. It's a bravery, but when it comes to destiny, let's sensitize the minds of Ghanaians. Say, it becomes a crime scene.
According to a Sena, my witness in a crow, or just say a backroom who say a Koso backroom.
Very. That was, I think, that was when they were struggling because say fog will horse. You say, say aeroplane now. The airplane will have to go through the fog. No, I got brighter.
Yes,
but when we say helicopter, sir. So I think that was when they were struggling. They were struggling. Emma, what happened? And then so Akoto Forson, Akoto a broso.
Serious.
You know when it crashes. Fine. So I know Charles said, but us going back to what I was trying to say, you know, say we say Sia, it becomes a crime scene. Forensic, it was a boom. So what I say, the cause of what happened, and then yes, we all know say there was a blast in Kofu, but at least they'll gather some information that will help us in the future too. So in as much as we are congratulating them, say we are there, they've done so well, but next time let's try as much as possible now. Yema police from Braho, no more cordon hormone. Now just in case of anything now, to me some information just to support us. Aside that also, with regards to the flight, this is a particular flight, other countries somewhat that particular flight. I don't want to make mention of that flight.
The campaign
yes, it's a particular one. So maybe say young government and bueno, but it's Ashanti gold there also, and your government there.
So
it's in custody of the military, but a gold company be there. So I've forgotten the name. I've forgotten the name, but it's a and it's in the custody of the military. So I believe, say, military is there. When it comes to maintenance, they do it very well. Ghana military is one of the most experienced military in Africa. So I say, so we don't know what's happened. All those conspiracy theories just to try to put the military in bad name or the government or whatever. No, this is not the time. That is why we need a forensic audit to make sure, say, what caused the accident. It could be say, a nature, because that is what caused it. But let's be mindful. Say helicopters to say just in case of accident, and a car will be motor will be train now those responsible so that they'll gather any information there.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.